Quick question, when I say the name Eden Hazard, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Be honest, for most of you it's not the stepovers, it's not the Chelsea glory days, it's a guy jogging back on defence like he owed the pitch money, picking up yellow cards for what looked like walking too slow, and somehow always finding the buffet before finding his shooting boots. And look, I get it, Real Madrid happened, the injuries happened, the ankle that never really healed, happened 5 years of what was supposed to be a dream transfer turned into the most expensive cautionary tale in modern football, and that's the version of Hazard that's burned into everyone's memory, because it's recent, and recency is undefeated. But here's the thing, collective football memory is short, and it is brutal. We did this to Wayne Rooney, we did this to Robinho, we are doing it right now to Eden Hazard. One bad chapter at the end of the book, and suddenly people act like the first 300 pages didn't happen. So today we're putting the Madrid years in a box, sealing it and setting it aside, because before all that, there was a version of Eden Hazard that Premier League defenders still wake up sweating about. A player who, at his absolute peak, was arguably the single hardest one-on-one matchup in world football. Not Ronaldo hard, not Messi hard, a different kind of hard. The kind where you genuinely did not know which way he was going, and neither did he half the time. This is Eden Hazard, and this is how good he actually was. Let's go back. Belgium, La Louvière, a kid who was already turning heads in the academy before most of us knew what an academy was. Lille came calling, and this is where it gets fun, because Hazard didn't just break into the first team, he basically bulldozed the door down. By 19, he's League One Young Player of the Year. Then he wins it again. Then he wins the full Player of the Year award outright, becoming one of the youngest players to ever do it in the league's history. Lille win the title in 2011, Hazard is the engine behind it, and Season 1 in London, 2012-13, new league, new physicality, defenders who don't care about your feints, they just want to put you in row Z, Hazard adapts almost immediately. Chelsea win the Europa League, he's already looking like one of the more exciting attackers in the league, and he's not even fully formed yet. This is still the appetizer. Now, quick joke, because we have to address it. Yes, the diet talk started early. Yes, there are grainy photos from pre-season that launched 1,000 memes, but funnily enough, in these early Chelsea years, fitness was never actually the problem. That narrative got attached to him way later and just sort of stuck like gum on a shoe, following him around for the rest of his career, whether it was fair or not. Then comes Mourinho's second Chelsea era, and 2014-15 is where Hazard stops being promising and becomes genuinely one of the best players alive. Chelsea win the Premier League, Hazard wins the PFA Players Player of the Year, wins the Football Writers Player of the Year, effectively sweeps the individual honours in England that season. And the way he did it was almost unfair. Defenders would set themselves, plant their feet, do everything the coaching manual tells them to do against a dribbler, and Hazard would just glide past like the manual was written for someone else. Low centre of gravity, ridiculous close control, and that shoulder drop that made grown professional footballers lunge at thin air. There's a reason commentators started calling him a human joystick. You pressed a direction, and he just went there, except somehow the opposition never saw it coming, even though it was the same move every time. He finished that season with numbers that still hold up. Goals, assists, and probably a few grey hairs, given personally to every Premier League left-back that had to deal with him twice a season. Now, to be fair to the story, 2015-16 was rough. Chelsea imploded, Mourinho got sacked mid-season, and Hazard's form dipped along with the entire team's. If you only watched that one season, you'd think the hype was overblown. But this is exactly why we don't judge careers off single seasons, which, funnily enough, is the entire premise of this video regarding what happened later at Madrid, because the very next year Antonio Conte shows up, switches Chelsea to a back three, and Hazard responds by having arguably the best all-around season of his career. 2016-17, Chelsea win the title again. Hazard finishes as runner-up for the Ballon d'Or shortlist conversations, wins his second PFA Players Player of the Year award, becoming only the third player ever to win it twice, sharing that company with genuine legends of the English game. He's now operating as a wide forward who cuts inside, and it is borderline cruel to watch if you're a fullback. He's scoring more, he's still creating constantly, and he's doing it with an effortlessness that almost worked against him in terms of appreciation, because when you make the hardest sport in the world look like a Sunday kickabout, people start taking it for granted. Then 2017-18 comes, and sure, Chelsea as a team stumble a bit under Conte's chaos, but individually Hazard is still elite, still bagging goals, still the one-player defence's game plan specifically around, which is the highest compliment football has to offer. And then the perfect goodbye. 2018-19, Chelsea under Sarri. Hazard has the best statistical season of his entire Chelsea career. goals and assist numbers that put him among the very best attackers on the planet that year, and then the cherry on top, the Europa League final in Baku, where Hazard basically decides to give Chelsea fans a farewell gift, scoring a brace including an absolute worldie, controlling the game like he was playing a different sport than everyone else on the pitch. That West Ham run earlier in that same season deserves its own mention too, because dribbling from your own box, past what felt like the entire away end to set up a goal, is the kind of moment that should be shown to kids learning the game as a "this is what elite dribbling looks like" reference clip. He left Chelsea with over 110 goals, over 90 assists, 2 Premier League titles, an FA Cup, a League Cup and 2 Europa Leagues. He left us statistically and stylistically arguably the best dribbler and one of the 2 or 3 best individual talents to ever wear the shirt. Now yes, after that Madrid happened, and we all know that story, and no, this video is not pretending it didn't. But that's not what today was about. Today was about reminding you that the guy who spent 5 years struggling in white was, for the better part of a decade beforehand, one of the most terrifying attacking talents Europe had ever seen, a player Barcelona and Real Madrid both tried to sign multiple times, specifically because he was that good. So next time someone brings up Hazard and immediately goes to the weight jokes and the Madrid disaster, do them a favour and remind them about Lille, about 2014-15, about Conte's Chelsea, about that Baku final. The full picture is a lot kinder than the highlight reel we've collectively decided to remember. If you enjoyed this one, drop a like, it genuinely helps the channel more than you'd think, and subscribe if you want more of these deep dives on players people either overrate or, in this case seriously, underrate these days. Let me know in the comments which Prime Hazard season you'd bring back if you could. I'll see you in the next one.